good, everyone, and welcome back to another reaction video. Today we're reacting to Brilliant Inventions Everyone Should See. I don't really know what to really say about this, but my thought of Brilliant Machine is machines that could change everything. It's just that it's not perfected. It's not, it's more of something that still needs to be tested and is in trial phases and still needs, as I mentioned, adjustments to be properly put out into the world, or just like cool little projects that seem like they can go out big if given the right support and all that. Like, I don't know, robots you would see in a robot match, like how some schools actually have this whole robot club where they make their robots and just have them duke out. Sometimes it's like a small car. Other times people just make something. I heard about them. I've seen them from some shows about and all that. Don't know if they're true, but they are. That'd be pretty cool. But yeah, other than that bit, nothing else really comes to mind besides science fair projects and whatnot. So yeah. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed this reaction video. Like, comment, subscribe if you do. Hit the notification button to be notified immediately when the video comes out. If there's any videos you'd like to recommend that I should react to, put it down in the comment section below and I'll react to it as soon as possible. The link to this video is going to be down in the description below, so be sure to give BMA some love and support for the video they made that I'm reacting to. Now with this all said, let's get right on to this video, shall we?
From boxing exoskeletons to
Okay, that is cool.
ingenious drones and holographic stop signs, today we're checking out the world's most brilliant inventions. And each one is more incredible than the last. Starting with this one-person helicopter.
Wait,
For
what?
over 100 years, humans have eagerly awaited the invention of the flying car. But these sci-fi staples have actually existed since 1998, when a Japanese engineer called Jinai Yanagasawa successfully created the world's smallest helicopter. The Gen H4 weighs just 155 pounds, but its 4 light helicopter engines give it a top speed of 59 miles per hour, a max altitude of 3,000 feet, and allow it to fly for 30 minutes before running out of fuel. Incredibly, you could actually buy one of the micro choppers yourself for just $35,000.
I'll take it.
But before you go getting your wallets out and fantasizing about flying over traffic on your morning commute, Genai stopped selling the H4 in 2012 due to a lack of interest from buyers outside Japan.
There goes that dream.
That's a bummer, but even though Genai's passion project didn't take off, he's still looking for investors to take the H4 global. So our dreams of owning a flying car are still alive. And I definitely wouldn't say no to a joyride. We'll look at some more modern flying cars later on, but first, let's move on to an invention from a company called Laser.
Honestly, the fact that someone actually went ahead and did this is pretty impressive. I'm not gonna pause every second, but I'm gonna make the comment there within the video. So, honestly, it is impressive. I'm not gonna lie. I'm impressed with this. With the flying helicopter thing. The only issue that I really have with it is the fact that it takes 30 minutes to get to location A. Well, you have 30 minutes before you have to actually refuel. And that's honestly going to be a bit of an issue because A, it's just a one-person thing. You can't expect someone to get to point A to point B that easily with no issues. Honestly, someone or something is just going to cause an issue. But yeah.
Vision.
Wait, really?
Not quite. Unfortunately, laser vision hasn't found a way to turn your eyes into weapons, but they have made roads much safer with the invention of their soft stop barrier. This hologram works by shining lights on a screen of water, creating a sign that looks like a solid wall and forces drivers to instinctively stop. It was installed in the Sydney Harbour Tunnel in Australia after a number of trucks that were too large ignored warning signs and attempted to drive into it. The soft stop in Sydney scans vehicles approaching the tunnel, and when a truck that's too tall tries to enter, the barrier is deployed. It can also be deployed manually to protect regular traffic when there's an obstruction or emergency in the tunnel, like a fire. If you don't see the giant sign while driving, you probably shouldn't own a car in the first place, and the system has prevented lots of accidents in Sydney since it was installed in 2020. But laser vision hasn't expanded to
That's
other
fair.
countries yet, which is a shame. Maybe this thing could finally stop my grandma from running stop signs on her way to bingo. Creating a holographic stop sign is one thing, but this next invention aimed to recreate the sun.
The stop signs seem more like a tunnel thing than a
The flying sun drone by Free Fly Systems can effectively turn
Okay.
night into day by illuminating a 130,000 square foot area from above.
Okay, that's
Its
impressive.
288 LEDs can produce 300,000 lumens of light, which is 100 times more powerful than a residential streetlight and 375 times more powerful than the standard 800 lumen light bulbs in your house. The invention is the best way to shed light on any situation, and it's primarily used to aid construction projects, home security systems, and emergency response missions at night. But prolonged exposure to just 10,000 lumens can cause permanent blindness. So when standing under this superpowered spotlight, make sure you don't look up. We'll look at more insane drones later
Okay,
on,
that's
but
fair.
first, let's check out an invention that's changing people's lives by allowing them to walk like a cyborg.
Okay, that's awesome.
The EVE from Wandercraft is a personal robotic exoskeleton that helps people with severe mobility issues walk again. The EVE is self-balancing, so the user can't topple over, and a remote control is used to operate the robotic legs. Wandercraft's exoskeletons were initially designed to help paralyzed people learn to walk in a controlled setting. But now the invention of their personal exoskeletons allows the technology to be used out in the real world, and they use AI to mimic natural walking patterns that allow the user to navigate steps and obstacles. The invention is a game changer for people suffering with paralysis of the legs and those with spinal cord or brain injuries. EVE is practically a medical miracle, and in a moment we'll look at some more inventions that have revolutionized healthcare. But not
That's
all
really cool.
exoskeletons are designed for such altruistic purposes. Skeletonics is a company that creates insane exoskeletons for exhibitions, cosplayers, and the entertainment industry. Their mirror technology uses sensors to ensure the robot perfectly mirrors the user's movements, and their latest Arrive model allows you to yield a robot that's 9 feet tall and 88 pounds. The Arrive takes just 1 minute to put on, and it'll let you walk around like a transformer for an hour before it needs to be recharged. If
That's
that
actually
wasn't
really cool.
enough, Skeletonics have also released a 7-foot 3-inch model called the Fighter that's designed for robo battles with other exoskeletons.
Shut up and take my money!
Fighting your friends with a giant robot is awesome, but
It really
isn't
is.
very practical. In contrast, some robots are designed to solve everyday tasks, like parking.
What?
This robotic valet system by Stanley Robotics is currently used at the Lion Saint-Exupéry Airport in France. When people arrive for their flight, they simply scan their phone and the robot picks their car up and drops it off in a parking space. Then the robot tracks their flight information, and when they land back in line, it automatically retrieves their vehicle and leaves it in the same garage they left it in. The invention would work in almost any parking lot, and the Chinese company Yifeng has invented a similar system that works for buses.
That's actually really cool. It it'd be so easier for stuff like that.
This high-tech high-rise stores the buses in a tower, and when a driver needs a vehicle for their shift, they can use their phone to summon it back to the bottom. The bus and parking complex has chargers to keep the electric buses fueled, and Yifeng have towers for regular cars too.
That is awesome.
All of Yifeng's parking towers use invisible lasers to precisely fit the vehicles into narrow spaces, which is much more reliable than me checking my mirrors while I parallel park.
Okay. It's not gonna make this one.
But let's move from car crashes to shipwrecks. We all cried when Jack and Rose ended up in the ocean, but now this genius invention ensures that nobody has to use a door to survive a shipwreck ever again. The instant relief was designed by a group of students at the Guangdong University of Technology in China.
That's really
it's
impressive.
Essentially a giant
Really cool.
inflatable lifeboat that looks like a waffle.
Good for them for making something that seems
This
to
grid
be...
can hold over 100 passengers at once, including shallow squares in the middle for elderly people and children. This ensures they don't get sucked into the ocean while keeping them close together when a larger rescue effort arrives. The instant relief is attached to the side of the ship, and when it first inflates, it acts as a ladder that allows passengers to climb down to safety. Then, once it separates from the sinking ship, it's much easier for an aircraft to spot in the open ocean compared to a standard lifeboat. So the safety waffle can rescue a number of passengers at once, and it's been nicknamed the Anti-Tanic, as it definitely would have saved Jack from his watery grave. Although I'm pretty sure there was enough room on that door anyway. Like most people, I probably eat too much salt. But the Japanese company Kirin Holdings might just save my heart and...
But that's probably just because that's like the movie. Could have been that the thing was smaller, but I can't say for sure.
And my waistline with the invention of this electric spoon. Now I know what you're thinking. How can electricity make my food taste better? Well, their electric salt spoon passes a weak electrical field of sodium ion molecules to your tongue, which makes your taste buds taste salt that isn't actually there.
Oh!
Yes, science!
Excess sodium intake is linked to strokes and high blood pressure, and in Japan, the average adult consumes around 10 grams of salt every day. That's double the amount recommended by the World Health Organization, so this spoon could trick our tongues into enjoying a much healthier diet. The device goes for around $127, which is pretty steep for a spoon. But if this little gadget works as promised, we might be looking at the first utensil that could season your dinner and save your life. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? Well, it's kind of both. See, the Robird by Arium Analytics is a remote-controlled drone that's designed to mimic the movements and characteristics of a peregrine falcon. It's used to humanely reduce populations of invasive bird species in places like airfields. But the Robird isn't an aerial terminator, and it doesn't harm the invasive birds. In fact, it actually works by scaring them. The birds are brave enough to ignore a regular drone, but they can recognize the specific wing patterns of a deadly peregrine falcon, which will scare them into leaving the area for good.
Fly away! Fly away! Fly away!
The Robird can only fly for 10 minutes at a time, but that's long enough to scare all the birds away, and in their defense, if I saw a giant humanoid robot sprinting towards me while I went out for dinner, I'd probably run away too. I don't know if you've tried VR gaming, but most companies haven't really nailed the movement. However, these ecto boots are an invention that will allow you to walk through a VR world completely naturally without the need of treadmills or a controller. Incredibly, the boots contain wheels that pull your leg backwards when you step forwards, making you feel like you're walking while keeping you in one spot. Then brakes are automatically deployed when you stand still to ensure you don't slip over like you're wearing roller skates. This allows for natural multi-directional movement, and the boots are made from carbon fiber, a lightweight material that's 5 times stronger than steel. This ensures the
Ooh.
boots are durable and light enough to wear comfortably. Now, the technology is impressive, but the boots are kinda clunky and the wheels don't allow you to travel very quickly. But Ecto has come up with other boots that track your movements while you walk around an enclosed room. These models can only be used in small designated spaces, but the boots finally let us get fully immersed in VR by walking normally, and with these bad boys on, I won't need to spend any time in the real world ever again.
I want to stay in here forever, and you can't stop me.
Now, I know I
Huh.
seem like a tough
Cool.
guy who isn't afraid of anything, but to be honest, I'm terrified of needles. Fortunately, my trypanophobia can now be cured with the Bold Jet from Flowbees.
Oh, so it has a
smart
name.
injection
Okay.
device that delivers needleless shots with laser technology. The
That
device works by heating
sounds
up the
dangerous.
medicine with a laser which creates a bubble. As this bubble rapidly expands, it pushes some of the medicine out of the device at incredibly high speeds. This thin microjet of liquid is propelled straight through your skin, which is then quickly absorbed by your body like a regular injection. Solving needle phobia is one thing, but its precision also reduces the risk of puncture injuries, and the microjets are so small that the process is painless. Every year, 16 billion single-use syringes are discarded around the world, and lots of them are ultimately burned. But the reusable Bold Jet can replace all of them, so it's eco-friendly, requires basic training to use, and could stop me from crying every time I need to get my flu shots. Talk about a triple threat. Another win for the medical industry came in March 2025 when a video
wow.
of these smart hospital beds went viral online. This hospital in China's Hebei province has installed these smart transfer beds, which can smoothly slide patients onto gurneys to be moved around the hospital or onto machines like MRI scanners. When a patient needs to be moved, it can take several people to lift them, and the process can cause pain or additional injuries. So this invention makes it much safer, and I could do with one of them to help me get out of bed in the morning. Once you're released from hospital, you might have to spend some time using a wheelchair, and you could get a chance to try out this incredible new invention.
Whoa.
This is the iBot personal mobility device by Mobius Mobility, and its 4 rotating wheels allow wheelchair users to take on any set of stairs. But its unique features don't end there. The PMD also has 4-wheel drive, so you can take it on uneven terrain, and a balance mode that lets you speak to people on eye level. Finally, it also comes with a remote-controlled setting, so you can drive the wheelchair in and out of vehicles on a steep incline. The invention lets wheelchair users travel around in style, but let's move to another 4-wheeled machine and go for a relaxing bike ride on a lake.
Wait. Oh, I've seen these. There's something similar to it. Wow.
The aptly named
They're so
all-water
cool.
bike boasts 4 floating spheres instead of wheels that can carry you on land or at sea. Like a regular bike, 2 integrated pedals operate the wheels, and the invention allows you to cycle around on water even if it's shallow, weedy, or icy. Last one back to the shore is a rotten egg. Let's travel back to the future and check out a flying car prototype that was first demoed in 2023.
Okay, so we're back to the flying car.
Air taxi created by the Chinese car manufacturer GAC. It can reach speeds of 80 miles per hour, and its 2-liter engine is powered by ammonia, a colorless gas made by combining nitrogen with hydrogen. The GO's engine can use liquid ammonia to generate 120 kilowatts of power, and this offers a whopping 90% reduction in carbon emissions compared to other traditional fuels. The flight cabin itself has 12 propellers, and it's stored on an electric car that acts as its takeoff and landing port while also refueling the GO while it's docked. This allows you to land your flying car back on its mobile platform and store it in your garage like a regular vehicle, and incredibly, this sci-fi concept is almost ready for action. GAC's prototypes have worked perfectly, so they hope to launch tests in the Guangdong province and Hong Kong by 2027. So who knows, by 2035, owning a flying car might finally be a reality, and we'll all be able to cruise around on a sky-high highway. I'm
That's
terrible at
cool.
charging my phone, and I always run out of
I
battery when I
mean,
need it the most. But the
some people are
Swipit
like
is an
that.
invention that's able to
What?
solve our low battery woes by charging your phone in just 2 seconds. See, the Swipit phone case comes with a powerful battery that wirelessly keeps your phone charged like a mobile power bank. The case offers a full day of extra power, and when it finally runs low, you simply put your phone inside the Swipit hub for 2 seconds, and the battery inside the phone case is swapped with a freshly charged one. The hub stores 5 batteries at a time, and it automatically rearranges and charges them so that you'll always get a fully charged swap when using the device. The hub and case cost $570, which is
Ooh.
pretty steep, but it means you'll never get caught out with low battery again. Ha! Take that, reptile. No matter what Barbie says, life in plastic is not
This
fantastic. An
battery thing is
estimated
cool.
141 million tons of plastic packaging are wasted every year, and lots of it ends up in landfills. Here they degrade and release greenhouse gases like methane while breaking down into toxic microplastics that contaminate our soil, oceans, and bodies.
We're all gonna die!
But back in 2016, a 16-year-old called Ben Stern came up with an invention to help this global issue.
Okay.
Nobo drops are small pods that are designed to hold a single dose of shampoo, body wash, or regular soap. The shell is made out of a plant-based material that dissolves when it touches water, making them perfect for washing your hands or hair. The pods are slightly less practical than bottles, but they create no plastic waste or microplastics. And some hotels offer
Really?
them in place of those complimentary toiletries that you love to steal. 1 million Nobo drops can replace 22,050 pounds of plastic waste, and today Ben has received over $3 million from investors who are hoping he'll help us save the planet. And
Good for
when I was
him.
16, the only thing I'd invented was
Made something
the
that
potato
helps the
chip
environment
hot
and
dog.
something
Rights
that
reserved. We usually associate robots with
is
metal
easy to
and
use.
sharp edges, but this next clanker uses air and knitting to help people with disabilities.
What?
These soft pneumatic actuators use compressed air to move, and scientists at MIT have used the tech to create prosthetics that can grasp objects. They're created with a technique
Really?
called machine knitting, which is just like regular knitting, except you're able to program a machine to knit yarn into very specific patterns. The pattern controls how the soft parts bend when inflated, allowing for precise movements to create robots that can move independently or delicately grip all kinds of objects. This can help people missing their hands
Interesting.
or those who suffer with joint conditions like arthritis. So although this robot looks like a bunch of bananas, it's actually cutting-edge technology that can literally lend a helping hand. Like lots of people,
It's
I
really
have to start my
interesting.
day with a cup of joe. So let's check out an invention that's taking my favorite drink into the future by literally making a cup of coffee out of thin air. The Carapod coffee
What?
machine is an air-to-water device that captures and stores moisture inside the air like a dehumidifier. But this water is then sterilized and filtered until it's drinkable and completely free of bacteria or microplastics. Incredibly, the machine can produce over 3 liters of water a day, which can be combined with Kara's coffee pods to give you a constant stream of piping hot coffee.
She's an icon, she's a legend,
Interesting.
and she is the moment.
The Kara is still in development, but it's raised over $380,000 on Kickstarter, so you could get your hands on one soon. But let's stay in the kitchen and look at another invention that's gone viral online.
Like what? What's going on here?
This device will let you make meat skewers in a record time, and they're designed for chefs who need to make large batches of kebabs as quickly as possible. But after looking at all that
Okay.
red meat, I need to eat something healthy. How about a nice piece of fruit picked by a flying robot?
Oh, so this is what it's all about. What?
The Tevel Company has revolutionized the art of fruit picking by using autonomous drones as their harvesters. These AI-powered machines can pick fruit with high accuracy, and they're able to tell the ripeness level of each one to ensure they're picked at the right time. They also track how many pieces of fruit they've picked and the weight and size of each one while simultaneously scanning them for signs of disease. Yep, the future of farming is literally taking off. And once your drones have gathered some apples, this next machine offers a genius way to transport them around the farm.
Whoa.
Pretty neat, huh? This beast is the KT-20 Hopper, designed by the German
Yeah,
company
it's
Ludich. It can scoop up to
actually really
22 giant
incredible.
crates of produce before swallowing them and transporting the load wherever you want. The truck is incredibly efficient, and its unique method of carrying crates has earned it the nickname the Bin Eater. Funny, my friends call me the same thing. For decades, Hollywood has warned us that robots are going to rise up and take over the world. But before that day comes, why not use them to do all the boring chores you don't want to with the Neo Gamma robot? These mechanical butlers are the brainchild of AI robotics company 1X Technologies, and they're designed to serve your every whim. Its knit suit is flexible, allowing it to make natural gestures, sits in chairs, and pick up a variety of objects. Built-in AI language models allow the robot to understand and converse with you too, letting you give it verbal instructions or just gossip about your day. So whilst I'm sure this robot will eventually go crazy and kill us all,
Stop it! Police!
for now, 1X Technologies have given us a butler who never complains, never sleeps, and vacuums your floor. That sure beats every roommate I've ever had. The Neo Gamma is still in development, but there are robots out there working right now, and this
I
next
don't
one has
know
been fitted
about
with
that robot.
giant claws.
It makes me nervous.
Wait, no, not those kind of claws.
Oh.
The Droria by ProDrone can use its claws to carry a payload of 44 pounds at up to 37 miles per hour. So it's capable of transporting items very quickly, but on the downside, its battery only lasts for 20 minutes. That's disappointing, but the technology is in the early stages of development, and it still beats having to carry stuff around yourself. Droria, go get me a beer. Ever since Marty McFly flew across that lake in 1989, we've all dreamt of owning a hoverboard. Since then, lots of concept designs have been drawn up, but in 2015, all our dreams came true with the invention of the Lexus Slide. The device was a genuine hoverboard, but it floated with magnets, so it only worked on this specific skate park made out of magnetic tracks hidden under a thin layer of wood. We're still a far way off from riding a hoverboard on regular sidewalks, but this next invention will let you float over any terrain by riding a skateboard that sits on top of tank-style tracks. Like a regular skateboard or snowboard, the ungoverned Vendetta is steered by shifting your weight. But instead of pushing with your feet, you can fly it up to 31 miles per hour by operating its
that's
electric
cool.
motor with a remote control. For each charge, you'll get 40 minutes of movement, and its treaded tracks allow you to tackle all terrains like sand, snow, dirt, or stones. At $6,000, it's pricey, but it's probably the closest thing to a genuine hoverboard on the market, so in my opinion, it's worth every cent.
I mean, not
Have
wrong.
you ever looked up at a high-rise building and thought, how the heck did they paint that? Well, in China, the construction company Derutu has invented robots that can precisely paint walls at high altitudes.
Really?
They're lowered on cables where they'll then lay down layers of paint with pinpoint accuracy. This is much faster than traditional methods, and it saves humans from doing the risky job themselves. Derutu have taken their
not wrong.
tech inside too, with robots that can lay wallpaper, plaster walls, or even paint concrete floors. They use laser radar for pinpoint accuracy and will automatically avoid obstacles as they move through a room. The DPQ-02 floor coater can cover over 120 square feet of space per hour, saving heaps of time and energy for their human counterparts. And now all that's left for us to do is watch the paint dry.
Well, I'm bored.
Let's head to the bathroom and check out Pheno, the world's
wrong.
first smart toothbrush. This is a
Really?
battery-charged
I heard
wireless
about this,
mouthpiece
but
that completely
I found it
changes the way you
skeptical.
clean your pearly whites. Its
Okay.
18,000 bristles brush all your teeth simultaneously, and it promises to remove all your plaque in just 20 seconds, as it applies 250 brush strokes to every tooth in your mouth. It also scans your mouth with AI and stores the dental data on an app, giving you insights on inflammation and plaque buildup, which can help prevent diseases and infections. So you
Really?
don't have to brush for 2 minutes ever again, and for $365, you can just stand there looking pretty with a winning smile. Back when I had hair, I'd
Oh no. That kind of price seems iffy.
style it in all kinds of crazy ways, and today it's never been easier to change your hair color. The Color Sonic by L'Oreal is a new hair coloring wand that appears to work like magic.
What?
L'Oreal offer 40 different shades that can be inserted into the wand as a cartridge. Then you simply brush the invention through your hair, and the bristle-like nozzles oscillate 300 times a minute to evenly apply the color. Each cartridge is capable of providing one full application, and with a wave of the magic wand, you can completely change up your hair. Or head. Personally, I've never had a pedicure, and my feet look a little bit like this. But now anyone
I don't
can
know
get
about
a
that.
world-class pedi at home with these waterproof massage slippers. They come with bristles and a built-in pumice stone that are designed to thoroughly scrub your feet in the shower. The soles are even fitted with suction cups to ensure you don't go slipping on the bathroom floor.
I've fallen, and I can't get up.
They can be found on lots of different shopping sites like Amazon for around $4. And speaking of functional footwear, check out the Step-In Shield. This new invention automatically closes around your foot when you step into it, giving your shoes a waterproof coating or keeping your floors clean from dirt tracked in from the outside. They contain a springy band that keeps the socks open when they're laid out flat, but as soon as pressure is applied, it'll snap into a coil position, pulling the covers up around your feet. Then, once you adjust them to fit your shoes, they'll maintain the perfect size each time you put them on. One step and boom, the perfect fit.
Nice.
Everybody over the age of 3 knows what a plane looks like, but in the 1980s, the aerospace manufacturer Lockheed Martin decided to reimagine the aircraft with the invention of the ring wing. The concept was designed by Rollo Smithers, and he envisioned a futuristic aircraft with one 75-foot-tall circular wing attached to the plane's tail.
Interesting
This
design.
wasn't just an aesthetic choice, and the circular design would be able to generate more lift and be less affected by drag and turbulence than regular wings. The plane itself could carry 120 passengers, but alas, physically building the aircraft and mass manufacturing it was considered far too expensive, so the ring wing was forced to stay as a concept rather than a physical invention. But maybe that's for the best. Imagine getting the window seat and having to stare at a big white wing for the entire flight. In contrast, prototypes of this next insane plane have been built and tested. Regent Craft's Viceroy is an all-electric sea glider that's designed to transport 12 passengers across the ocean by flying just 65 feet above the water. It's fitted with hydrofoils which allow it to move like a boat at 58 miles per hour before using its 12 battery-powered propellers to take off. Once airborne, it can reach speeds of 180 miles per hour with a current range of 180 miles that Regent Craft are aiming to extend to 500 miles as battery technology evolves in the future. So far, only a few working prototypes have been built, but in the near future, the glider will be used in countries with lots of islands to hop over the ocean faster and more efficiently than a ferry. Just pray a rogue 60-foot wave doesn't swipe you out of the sky. When I was a kid, I wanted to sail the seven seas like a pirate. And now you can live out on the ocean in luxury with this Pearl Suite concept by Lazzarini Design. These pods would have 230 square feet of space, giving them enough room for a bedroom, a bathroom, and a small kitchen. They would also come fitted with a solar-powered propeller to move through the ocean and a docking point for a smaller boat, allowing you to sail your home wherever you want. On the flip
Okay.
side, this next concept brings water to the road by allowing you to
What?
swim in a pod on top of a double-decker bus. This invention would
Ah,
lead to the ultimate pool party. But unfortunately,
I heard that. I've heard that some shows, well, mainly cartoons, have this kind of concept, but to actually see one, that's interesting.
it's just a concept and it hasn't actually been built yet. It's
Fair.
probably for the best, though. Imagine hitting a speed bump in the shallow end. For a real vehicle
Yeah,
invention, check out the
there's that.
Open Box C Plus by the French manufacturing company Lidner. With the open box installed, this truck can fold up like a deck chair, as it possesses a retractable cargo area that can slide open and closed.
Oh.
This invention allows the sturdy cargo area to be retracted so the truck can carry containers or large objects on its flatbed. Then, if you're picking up goods that need to be protected, the open box can be deployed again in a matter of minutes. Pretty truckin' cool, right? If
Hmm.
you're ever stranded in the forest without a tent, some survivalists have invented a way to build a temporary shelter with nothing but a few rolls of saran wrap. The YouTuber
What?
Ooze Bushcraft and Survival built this enclosed hammock by wrapping 10 rolls of saran wrap around 4 trees until they were strong enough to support her weight. But the YouTuber ASMR Camping took this concept even further by inventing a method of building an entire saran wrap cabin. Now that you've had a good night's sleep in your plastic tent, why not go for a hike with these spiked overshoes? This
Oh.
invention has been around for a long time, and they fit over your boots to give you a grip on mud or snow. But the concept has improved over the years, and some modern variants come with giant spikes to ensure you don't slip over on the wettest of terrain. I don't know about you, but I'm ready to go camping. Which one of these?
That's actually really cool. All these inventions are amazing, and it shows how much we've evolved throughout history. But in all honesty, I'm a bit more interested in the medical stuff, such as the needle. Well, not the needle. The this thing where we can just put it to our arm, press a button, bam. Whoever is in the needle is into our body. Plus, it helps with the fact that by doing this method, we can get the case scenario where we don't have to worry about sharing accidental needles and such, which is really cool. Also, there's the fact that we have this bed. Well, no, this stretcher which can take us out from a bed or not. And then there's this wheelchair which can help us maneuver. Well, for those that um, have difficulties in walking. And then there's this, which actually helps those that have these difficulties with walking able to walk. It's amazing. I find these ones more interesting and amazing, and I really do like them because it could help a lot of people, in all honesty. And it's really, really amazing to see this kind of thing. Anything else? If it's not medical, well, honestly, uh, the way the farming stuff seems really cool too. I mean, I can help farmers because I know that I hear that some places have trouble with getting the right amount of people to help harvest and all this stuff. So the fact that there's stuff like that is really cool too. Though the one thing on this whole list that makes me a bit skeptical is that robot. It feels unnerving, in all honesty. Seeing a robot like that move around and such, it just brings a sense of unease to me, and it makes me very cautious about it to the point that I feel like I would more likely barricade that my home if one of my neighbors actually had that kind of thing. Because I don't know, if AI does go out of hand, then getting rid of that is a must. But other than that, tell me what you think is the best inventions on this list. I'd like to hear your opinion about it because there are so many great options, and I want to see whose favorite. For mine, it's the medical and the farming stuff. They seem like they could help a lot of people and bring a lot of good stuff when it involves farming and make things a lot more easier. Other than that, hope you all enjoy, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.